Can begin.
Oh shit. Okay.
The city of Haven trembles under the weight of an endless battle. The sky, once blue and filled with the hope of dawn, now swirls with inky black clouds, ruptured by flashes of blood red lightning. The air is thick with the smell of ash, the cries of the wounded, and the metallic tang of magic colliding with darkness. Shadows, distorted, twisted beasts spill from every crevice, relentless in their pursuit of Haven's last defenders. At the center of this maelstrom stands Elliot Spellman, guardian of Everos, his aura of ice like a wavering shield in the endless tide. His arms are heavy, each spell cast an effort that digs deeper into his reserves. His gaze flicks to Axel, his steady anchor. Axel fights with savage elegance, his claws gleaming, his teeth bared, muscles rippling under the sweat and blood. Each movement is a testament to his strength, to his loyalty. He lunges at a creature, ripping it apart with a single powerful strike, his golden eyes flashing as he turns to catch Elliot's gaze for a brief, desperate moment. But then, another shadow crashes into him, and he's lost to the fray. To Elliot's left is Safiria High Magic, his best friend and his most trusted ally. They're locked in a deadly dance. The ground trembles with every incantation she whispers, ancient elvish spilling from her lips as her hands weave shimmering threads of lime green energy. Her face is a mask of fierce determination, but even in her battle trance, there's an unspoken connection, an acknowledgement of all they've been through together. Her hands tremble, her power flickering as her strength wanes, yet she grits her teeth, her defiance burning as bright as the spell she casts. Snow White charges forward, her pickaxe flashing in the dim light, each swing a defiant clash against the darkness. Her strike and swift her strikes are swift and precise, the hard edge of her blade biting into the monstrous creatures with practiced ease. The shadows recoil under her relentless fury, yet they surge back. And though her strength wanes, she fights on, her courage as steadfast as the mountains where she once found refuge. Further ahead, Queen Evelyn, a once feared figure in Everos, commands a storm of arcane power. Her once regal gown is tattered, her crown long discarded, and her be- and her, but her bearing is as fierce as ever. She summons forth shadow and light alike, wielding the darkness as a weapon against itself. Her laughter, sharp and fierce, rings her out across the battlefield as she turns her wrath upon the creatures she once had ruled. Yet her face softens when she catches the sight of Elliot, a silent vow passing between them. This is where she will make her stand, where she will redeem herself. A beast lunges at her, and she faces it with bared teeth, an incantation sharp and defiant on her lips. But then, she's gone, swallowed by the dark. Cinderella steps into the battlefield, a fierce grace in every movement. In one hand she holds her father's sword, a gleaming relic forged in steel and honor. In the other, she wields the magic gifted her by her mom. She moves with fluid elegance, her sword dancing through the darkness, while her spells illuminate the battlefield with arcs of shimmering light. She fights with both her family's legacy and the magic that transformed her life, a beacon of hope and resilience. But the shadows overwhelm her, and with the final incantation whispered on her lips, she vanishes into the abyss, her light flickering like a distant star. Fairy Godmother, elegant and resolute, floats above the chaos, her robes flowing around her like wisps of starlight. She waves her wand, sending bursts of radiant magic toward the shadows, her voice ringing out as she casts powerful incantations. Her magic wraps around the weary warriors, a warm shield against the encroaching darkness. For those who believe in the light, she whispers, her voice both a comfort and a battle cry. But as the shadows swarm closer, her light dims, and with a final smile to those who she's protected, she too fades. Maleficent, the dark sorceress herself, steps forward from the edge of the battlefield. her silhouette framed by the flickering remnants of magical fire, her horns casting a menacing shadow against the sky. Her green magic swirls around her like a storm, powerful, fierce, and defiant. With a wave of her staff, Maleficent calls forth a burst of emerald flame that blazes through the creatures, scorching them in a merciless, unholy fire. Her face is a set grim determination, her eyes blaring with an intensity that freezes even the most fearsome of shadows in their tracks. Beside her, Draco fights on, the green flames of her magic boistering his own, mother and son united in a desperate stand against the relentless darkness. Fools, she hisses at the shadows, her voice laced with venom and disdain. You dare challenge me and take over my home? She raises her staff, and with a command, the sky darkens further, bolts of lightning crackling down from storm clouds that twist and churn at her will. She fights with a fury that speaks of millennia of power. Her very presence is an act of defiance against the forces that seek to extinguish all light. For a moment, it seems as though her might alone might have turned the tide. Her flames lash through the darkness, her power unmatched, her figure imposing and unyielding, but even Maleficent cannot withstand the endless waves of creatures. The shadows surge toward her, the darkness thickening and coiling, pressing in on all sides. She stands tall, her gaze fierce, accepting her fate with the dignity of a queen. Her last glance falls on Draco, a flash of something unspoken passing between them. Draco thrashes through the shadows like a tempest. His warlock powers swirl around him in the torrents of green flame, dark and fearsome, mingling with the radiant glow of his cleric blessings. His fingers twist in intricate patterns, summoning beams of holy light that pierce through the encroaching creatures, their shrieks filling the air. He whispers a prayer beneath his breath, an ancient chant passed down to him by his friend. But even his power wanes. His eyes flicker with exhaustion as he unleashes spell after spell, his voice echoing through the city with a final war cry before he's overwhelmed, his flames fading into the darkness. Lucifer, the vampire lord, darts through the shadows with a predatory grace that's both terrifying and mesmerizing. His eyes gleam like crimson embers, his movements a blur as he twists and weaves through the beasts, slicing through them with precision of centuries of practice. His laugh is low, mocking the darkness that dares defy him, but even he is not invincible. A creature lands a brutal swipe across his chest, and for the first time, Lucifer Demon falters. He turns to Elliot, offering a solemn nod, a final acknowledgement of their strange alliance before the darkness overtakes him as well. Soren morphs from form to form, a whirlwind of fur, scales, and talons. He shifts into a towering bear, claws through the ranking, shadowed forms, then a ferocious wolf, snarling and tearing into the creatures as they swarm in around him. He barrels through the darkness with untamed fury, each transformation a new onslaught. But as the shadows multiply, even he cannot withhold them forever. He returns to his human form, his breaths labored, his body extinguished as he is finally overtaken, disappearing beneath the weight of the creatures. Merida is a vision of fire resolve, her bow an extension of her fierce spirit. Arrows fly from her grasp with deadly accuracy, each one aimed with unwavering precision. She dodges and weaves, her red hair a flash of defiance against the blackened sky, her stance unyielding as she protects those around her. Her arrows pierce through the shadows, yet they are coming, an unending wave. She draws her final arrow, a determined glint in her eyes, as she lets it fly with a cry that echoes through the battlefield, her courage a final mark on the world before the darkness claims her. Sybil, the Storm Witch, stands amid the chaos, her hair a wild torrent of silver, as she summons the fury of the skies. Lightning crackles around her, splitting the shadows with binding flashes that illuminate the battlefield. Her voice rises in a chant, ancient and powerful, her magic drawing strength from the very storm she commands. She laughs in the face of darkness, hurling bolts of magic that tear through the creatures with deadly precision. But her power drains with every strike, and the storm around her begins to fade. As the last bolt leaves her fingers, a shadowed claw reaches for her, and she is pulled into the darkness, her defiance lingering in the air like the scent of rain. Jupiter, the tear jumping sorcerer, flits in and out of battle, slipping between dimensions to avoid the creature's deadly blows. Her eyes are wild, her movements frantic, as she desperately tries to turn the tide. Each time she jumps, she reappears somewhere else, hurling bolts of magical energy that explode like stars against the dark horde. She laughs, a crazed, hopeful sound, daring the darkness to catch her. But even her jumps grow slower, her energy spent, until finally, a creature's claws find her mid leap, and she's pulled into the void. Her voice her final laugh lingering in the air like a fading echo. High above, Lux, the magical rogue, clings to the back of her dragon, a majestic silver scaled beast that soars through the chaos with wings that blot out the stars. She lets loose arrow after arrow, after one shimmering each one shimmering with enchantment she'd whispered over them, striking true into the heart of the shadows below. Her dragon dives, breathing torrents of fire that cuts through the darkness. But even from above, the shadows stretch their tendrils, lashing out at them in a relentless assault. A final scream escapes Lux as her dragon falters, plummeting from the sky, their light extinguished as they vanish into the abyss below. On the ground, Isadora, the fearless warrior, holds her sword high, a blade chipped and bloodied but gleaming with inner light that refuses to die. Her armor is battled, her shield is cracked, but her stance remains. She strikes down each creature that comes near. Her muscles strain. Her spirit is defiant. Sweat mixes with blood on her brow, but she never falters, even as the shadows close in around her. With one last roar, she swings her sword in a wide arc, the blade slicing through the darkness one final time before she is engulfed, her courage echoing long after she's gone. One by one, Elliot watches his friends fall, their lights extinguished, leaving him alone with Sapphira. Blood trickles down his face, mingling with sweat and ash. His heart races, a thunderous beat that feels like the last sound in a silent world. Sapphira, panting, her green robes torn and stained, stands at his back, the last pillar beside him. She turns, her eyes filled with fear and despair. She can no longer hide it. Elliot, her voice trembles, barely more than a whisper. What are we going to do? For a moment, Elliot doesn't speak. His voice catches in his throat, and he gazes at his best friend, the only light left in his world. He reaches out, placing a hand on her shoulder, his touch steady despite the tremor in his fingers. We just have to hope that one day they'll find this world, he says, his voice filled with a defiance that seems to push back against the darkness, if only for a moment, and bring back Everos into the light. Sapphira, trusting Elliot with everything she has, asks one final question. Who? Elliot holds Sapphira close as the Heartless close ranks, the masters of the Keyblade. And then, with a final searing flash, the shadows close in, swallowing them, and the world of Everos falls silent. The end.
Why are you screaming? Sora! I'm
So,
playing Kingdom Hearts 3 right now.
even better.
I loved it. It is. I like that we have a closure with it, I guess. It is nice to know how it all ends, even though I feel like I have more questions than I did before. But maybe it's because I've never played the Kingdom Hearts games. I mean, I have, but it's been a very long time, and I don't remember what happens.
You don't really have to know Kingdom Hearts to fully understand. Just know that in the world of Kingdom Hearts, the worlds they fall into darkness and by Heartless, and in order to like bring them back to the light, a Keyblade Master, Sora has to like unlock it or lock it, kind
Keyblade
of.
Master.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right.
So
So
this is basically connecting Everos to the larger Kingdom Hearts world outside.
that's so cool.
Are we gonna play with Sora? And King Mickey? And Donald and Goofy?
No, 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 but I just wanted a little kind of they're in a stasis right now. They're not gone. They're not dead.
I like
They're
that. I like that.
The
when the
Everost Great Sleep.
yes, they're waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4 so Sora can come save
Yeah.
Everus.
I do love it. It was very nice and beautiful.
Thank you. I I really wanted to at least do something and also leave it like ambiguous too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
excuse me.
I love
Um,
it. I love that you made it so that we could go back to it when we want to.
of course.
And
Everest will always be there to welcome you home.
I thought all of our like endings were
Little
very fitting.
cameos.
Yes, I loved it. It was good.
Okay, I tried to really harness what you guys would were feeling. So
I think you were pretty spot on,
Hmm.
at least for me.
Yeah.
And Lux having a dragon, like, come on.
I mean, I had to.
Come on. That's so cool.
So, what's next then?
Oh my gosh, what a great segue! That was so kind of you to do.
I had a fresh show
Um,
the Heartless throat scrunchie I found at Hot Topic. Look at this.
that's so cute.
I
Have
know.
you guys had a second to read over or get familiar with 2024 rules?
No, I
No.
haven't bought the book because
No.
as soon as like you stopped, I was like, I'm not buying more books, so I just didn't buy any more.
Um,
Yeah.
so you can thank Lauren and Dragon Age for literally giving me the fucking bug.
Yay!
When I tell you, Lauren, that first scene of you going into the tavern, I started bawling. I literally started bawling because I was like, I miss doing this with my friends. And so, like, that's literally, I don't know, it was so stupid, but like that moment defined when I was like, damn, I miss this. So, without further ado, I don't be too mad, but Aloria doesn't. Aloria was too childish, and I think that was a little too much. But I we do have a new world to explore together.
Okay.
God. Oh, God. It's so
Oros?
cool.
Oros.
Oros.
Dang.
So this is with the new updated 2024 rules, classes and races. Um, I still need to put in the classes stuff, but pretty like backgrounds are pretty there. There's a little bit of editing. I think in the world tab, the Rift Sea Archipelago and Coventry are about the two that are complete. Um, but yeah, it's a whole new world.
Whole new world.
How long have you been working on this?
I've been working on this since we stopped as a like project to keep me in the world. Like, you know what I mean? And I used some Aloria stuff in so like it wasn't completely that, but like I've always wanted more worlds in the spiral that weren't just story worlds. Um and I had this world planned out before I even knew its name. And I literally learned this name from Dragon Age that one of the characters was named Oros, and I said that's the perfect name for like a world.
It is.
I love that.
It's
Um,
so cool.
so yeah.
Keeper. Fauna. Ooh, no. I can't wait to drink this in.
So, um, if you guys were up for it, I would like to. We don't have to get necessarily back on like a like a
Schedule.
a set schedule. You know what I mean? We can kind of start playing it a little bit by ear until we start getting into some more stuff. But if you guys will have me, I'd love to be your DM again.
Yes, I would love that. And
Yay!
I will have to just talk to work and see what my schedule is going to look like, and we can kind of go
Yeah,
from there.
we
Oh,
can work
shit.
around
Are you
whatever
okay?
works. Um, if like Mondays sometimes are hard, like we can just a bit more by ear. Um, you know, after we get done with the session, okay, hey, when can we do the next that way? That way it doesn't feel like monotonous or like you know what I mean. Like I don't want
Mm-hmm.
that to happen. So if there's 2 weeks where we don't play, we don't but whatever. So, but yeah, I would um
Dragon Hunter.
really
These sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
you're fine.
I was gonna ask,
No,
are
I
these
was
like
yeah.
from the book? Like
The
the
backgrounds are not.
fragments are not the
Okay, I
species
was
and
gonna
classes
say
are?
I was
Classes are
looking
and so
at
are
the
species.
backgrounds. I was about to
So
ask, are these like book? I'm like demonologist, dragon hunter. I'm like,
yeah.
these are the new book. That's
The,
great. Ghost whisperer.
so the really cool thing is so in the new version, your species or your race, you don't get the like you don't add to your base mod, like your base stats.
Hmm.
It's all done through backgrounds. You don't learn backgrounds now give you either choose to add a +2 to one modifier and a +1 to another, or +1 to all three. So those kind of are now more lenient to your background instead of your. Um, yeah, so it's a little bit different. Um,
I'm gonna have so many questions, Trey. I hope you're ready.
yeah, no, absolutely. I'm really excited to do this. So, I do have, and I'm gonna send it to this here real quick. Let's see, where is it? The new 2024. Oh, fuck you. It says it's too big.
Sorry,
What?
nothing. I didn't
Oh,
say it. Damn bored.
good boy. Okay, where? Okay, there we go. Oh, but it's not editable. I want the fucking editable version. Beach.
The cursed background reminds me of Alice from Agatha all along.
Ugh, rest in peace.
I rewatched the series when I was working today, like a little bits of
It's
it, just to
so
catch like the
good.
Easter eggs. I was like, oh my god, they're so smart. Like after I watched the whole thing, I read like the comic book and like what happens to the comics. I was like, okay,
Uh-huh.
if I read the comic, I would have seen it all along.
Okay, here we go. This is a Reddit link that has the. Dude, it was so good. I was obsessed with it.
I have the song
Down,
stuck in my head
down,
forever.
down down the witch's road. But I'm sure your little brains are tinkering and thinking and I'm sure you have lots of questions. So if you do, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts.
I'm
I
so
see
So
that you're
excited.
I was really excited for Aloria.
You can still use the same character.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was
Absolutely.
really excited about
Yes,
character
I
creation.
really like her. Yeah, so that's what I was say. You can absolutely keep her. Just obviously she'd be a cleric instead now.
I have so many ideas now because I
I'm about to build a character.
can see a Carney
Get
because
my
I'm like
dice out.
imagining this like a not a ventriloquist, like one of those people that like can stretch in weird ways.
Contortionist?
Yeah, contortionist. I'm thinking like, oh, a Carney, a contortionist.
Yeah.
Or I could just like straight up be a Warlock 101 and play it like to the part, to the T.
Yeah. Whatever you.
Did somebody say warlock?
Yeah. So I say Warlock, my favorite class ever.
Just a party of warlocks.
Bet.
But yeah, so
Everyone a different race. Everyone a warlock.
yeah.
Everyone demonologist.
Yeah.
It's actually just Hogwarts Legacy, but in
Yeah.
We should probably. Lauren, can I ask what class you're?
Cleric.
She's a cleric. Okay. And what species? Just out of curiosity.
Human.
Human.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Lauren, is that the one that you sent me? Back when I showed you my pirate?
Yes.
Ugly Miggity.
Yes.
Shit,
So
You made a
it's so
pirate
funny
too?
that everyone was related to water.
What?
All of the characters
Yes.
were water related.
Yes, it was funny as hell. We all. Well, mine wasn't necessarily like he was a pirate, but he wasn't like he didn't have seafaring or anything like that. I don't think so.
No, but
He was
still
a
like
demon. Yes, he was pirate themed.
That's funny. Mine was pirate themed too.
I know.
Yeah, that's why I said all of you guys were connected. It was so funny.
All right, keep those
Yeah.
characters. Let's do that. Make it easy.
Well, that's what I was gonna do. I'll just have to redo her backstory, which is easy peasy,
Yeah.
to make it fit this world.
Yeah, the biggest ones that I have pretty much done, like I said, are Coventry and the Rift Sea Archipelago. Those have the most information and lore. With the leaders, locations, factions and organizations, some native wildlife.
Boy.
What?
The Shadow King. I said,
Oh.
boy.
Afterwork sorcery.
The Shadow King. Where is he?
In the
He's
Gloom Delve.
Delve.
Oh.
Reminds me of Essek, but evil Essek.
I was going very Xavier.
I see that.
Murkmire Fen.
Mm-hmm.
That misty ass picture.
Spooky. Yeah, I haven't done a lot with that. I
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
The Forest King.
I love the vibe.
Oh yeah, isn't he hot?
Wait, where's that Forest King? I've not seen him.
Evershade Forest.
Duh, should have known. Oh. Like, perfect.
I'm like torn between playing like a Quinn type character again or doing
Yeah.
a new character from Aloria. Like I'm very
Like a wizard character.
yeah, but like weirdly
I kind of want that.
studious, you know, and stuff like that. Like she
Yeah.
is like stuck in the library, stuck in the like that kind of world. She's like, no, I want to seek knowledge and what's out there. And it got
Yeah.
stuffy in this library for a little bit.
I also fucking love the warlock idea too.
I know, straight up like demonologist. Like she's out there fighting demon
Right.
powers.
Stop. Why am I looking at both warlock and demonologist right now? I was literally like, man, that looks
We
like
gotta
a good
talk
combo.
about it. We gotta talk about
I
it.
know. At
Yes,
the same
and
time, it's
the species and classes, that's like actually like in world lore too. Like I have the lore that fits this world instead of just what was in the book. So you'll find some more information. Even and how regions, you know what I mean, and things like that. Like so in Coventry, their biggest factions are the Dawn Keepers, the Coven of the Veil, and the Circle of the Moon. So like the Circle of the Moon is the Druids, the Dawn Keepers are the clerics that have lightning. You know what I
I love it.
mean? You can help build your character that way. Like, oh well, if they're a part of that, then they probably are from here.
I'm so excited. Maybe I'm just being dumb, but so this Reddit link that you sent out,
Yes.
it's do I click on the standard character sheet or am I clicking on
Well,
one of the other ones?
Fillable with portrait.
Fillable with okay,
Oh.
thank you.
At least it should. It's still not working. It's supposed to be form fillable.
Mine's still
The
thinking
first
about
time I
it.
downloaded it,
Mine's
I
slow.
it wouldn't let me, but I'm gonna keep trying. Or
I
find something else you'd like us. Actually, wait, this one's working.
If
oh,
I
it is.
downloaded it
Give me
again,
some,
and now it's working.
I'm
if you
opening
give
it
me
in
some
Google
time,
Docs.
I can edit the one that we did, that we used.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
do Google Docs.
And I can
That
make
can
it
work.
similar to this new sheet.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Just give me some
'Cause-
time, because I didn't.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Because I really like how the new sheet's set up. I think it's really like.
It's very clean.
Yeah.
I don't know, not to say yours weren't clean, Lauren. I don't know. This
No.
one looks. It's definitely different.
And they have it organized by what it is, like strength,
Uh-huh.
dex, all of that.
I'll be right back.
I can do that.
Yeah, you're fine. Well, there you go. If Jacob is a warlock, then actually that can help your answer.
Yeah, I just pinged him, be like, if you want to be the true warlock, I'll switch gears. And even though Jared says I should be a hunter,
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
A hunter?
well, I don't know what it's called in this, but that's because I'm doing
Ranger,
archery.
so.
It's a ranger, yeah. She's like, you should be a ranger because that's what you do, like in real life. And I was like, I do that in real life. Well, I guess I read books in real life too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's switch it up.
Because Rangers still get magic.
Yeah, I know they do.
I'm rolling right now. Not to interrupt you guys, just to see what combinations might pop up that I might like. So far, I've gotten an elf warlock. It really is all going to be warlocks.
um,
I don't.
That probably won't be good, but
Yeah, no, I'm not interested. Not interested.
I think it'll be really cool.
I'm so pumped. And can I just say, I love this red. Like, it stood out to me immediately when we
The
came on the
red?
site. Yes.
It's like the
so
D&D red.
there's something about it that just screams adventure to me. Maybe it's because I think of blood, but
Okay.
I like it. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I got one I can fill out now. Fuck yes.
Character sheet.
Yeah. It's the
I
one that's not
have
a portrait one.
I have like I have the PDF of it that's fillable, but it's too big to
Maybe just email it.
let me see if I can compress it.
Lauren's a cleric. You
I'm like
guys are
Weekend the
going
Wizard because I'm
warlock.
keep thinking about like Arcane because Arcane just came back out and thinking about Victor's
Oh yeah.
character. I love Victor's character. And he's like obsessed with like knowledge of the arcane. I mean Jace is too, but I like Victor more.
I don't know if I should be. I don't. I guess we need like a fighter, right? Or a barbarian.
Something that will yeah, because that means yeah you have 3 spellcasters.
I could be a bard.
Like you have 4 spellcasters.
Whole party of spellcasters.
All right. What did I miss?
I think I'm gonna go easy
Everything.
peasy.
Lauren, I will find you, and I will take your dice away.
Oh,
that's a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
threat.
You weren't ready for that one, were you? You thought it
Not
was be some
dice.
fake threat. It was
Yeah.
a real threat.